in the middle of Concord. Speaking of which, we are talking about businesses and construction sites and things of that nature as it relates to Operation Charlotte's Web, that is Customs and Border Patrol agents happening, making over 250 arrests now since they started their operation in Charlotte on Saturday. Our Miles Harris now covering this angle for us today. What's up, Miles?
Yeah, so we are kind of trying to keep a close eye on kind of the impact when it comes to the construction industry, which we know is a massive one in Charlotte, but really North Carolina as a whole. And so I got a chance to talk to a construction company owner earlier this week, really as early as yesterday, and they're seeing it. I mean, you go to construction sites all around Charlotte right now, there's like nobody on site right now.
Wow.
And so the company that I talked to, they deal with more in-house renovations, bathrooms, things like that, construction. But even them, going in and out from home to home, they have had run-ins or encounters with Border Patrol to the point where they have actually paused all of their projects.
Oh, really?
So they have put a pause on around 12 to 15 of their projects just for what they're saying, the safety of their staff that have had these kind of encounters with Border Patrol. But I think that that's kind of the concern or scares that we are hearing from these construction companies throughout Charlotte right now, which is why when we see, whether it's an apartment complex or we see it's a bathroom renovation, things of that nature, we were kind of starting to see these impacts kind of trickle out.
Wow. Yeah,
So.
it's trickling into other sectors across Charlotte, right? The other businesses and certainly the construction sites where we see a lot of the Latino community work on these construction sites. Any estimate of when they will hope to at least get back up to a working operation?
That's a really good question, Jane, and they hope to kind of resume as early as Monday or Tuesday, but it's just tricky to tell because obviously it depends on the comfortability of their staff. And he even mentioned in the conversation that we had, the troubling part of trying to pause these projects during the time of year. I mean, this is the holiday
This is the time,
season.
I know,
Yeah, this is when people
yes.
either want to get those projects done, or they're hoping they get done in that deadline or that timeline frame. So with these pauses, it's still early to tell how long this kind of a pause, or even for the couple of days, how much of an impact that could have on these projects. But
Right.
I mean, when you're not touching any hardware, if you're not touching any of those situations, that's kind of it kind of tells you that it could be a little bit longer than you expected, right? So,
Oh yeah, and it puts off those projects further back. And I mean, a lot of people like to entertain for the holidays and trying to get all these done, these remodeling projects done, like you said. Are they saying at all what they're hearing from their workers? You know, what kind of feelings or preparations they're taking as they're taking time off?
No, I mean, it's really just more of a comfortability thing right now for them. I mean, as far as the company that I spoke with specifically, there's no concerns about whether or not these people are documented, if they're legal or
Okay.
not. They are all legal people and staff. They do their due diligence in doing that and whatnot. It's just more of they want to do what's right and feel, or what they say is feel is right and safe for their staff. And so I think what they're seeing and noticing is that like they're having trouble with their staff, feeling that they can do the job as professionally or as high profile as they'd like for it to be, without having to deal with this in the back of their head. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what they're running into. That's kind of why they're deciding to kind of put the pause on things until they feel like, maybe staff can feel safe when going out and about into wherever community they need to be as far as doing their job. So.
That they're not looking over their shoulder? Is that the sense then? Some of these construction owners, construction business owners are probably
Feeling
from their
yes.
workers, right? It might be
Absolutely.
documented, but it's more than just having the documentation. It's that just keeping your head on a swivel.
It is. And it's crazy to think about, though, too, because you mentioned it, though, too, and just to going through some of the data, I believe from one of the last North Carolina or Charlotte census statistics when it comes to Hispanics working in the construction industry, it's like over 20%. So it's a very big percentage of people that are in that field of work. And so it's understanding why there could be a concern and why there's questions. And like I said, we've seen it all over Charlotte. I mean, we live in the NODA area, and I see like construction projects, there's apartments going up left and right. But when I go on my commute to work, there's literally nobody on the site right now. So it's interesting to see.
You
and
can
so,
actually see it for yourself.
It's very
not even,
quiet.
Yes.
I live in the same almost in the same neighborhood as Miles. It was like super quiet, and usually that's when I see the workers like actually walking in right around 7 a.m. when I get in there.
Nothing. Not a peep.
Silent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well-
hopefully, I mean, they can get back to work sooner rather than later. Every contract or every, I guess, company is different possibly when it comes to these pauses. So it's wondering like, hey, are they getting paid in this time off, or what's
Right.
the situation look like for that too? Because I mentioned it, it's a holiday season. It's not like we can just take time off to not get a paycheck for
Yes,
Christmas.
exactly.
So, it's a little tricky with that one, and so every contract at every company is different. But yeah, I mean, hopefully these guys can get back to work sooner rather than later, and hopefully they feel safe in doing so too.
Yeah.
So.